Oh boy, we're in for a spicy one today, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Koen's Corner. Today, we are having a really interesting one. We're gonna be talking about that Snow White remake that came out a little while ago. It's gonna be fun. And I also wanted to test out some, well, not necessarily test out, but rather just showcase a number of things that I've been busy with on Linux lately. So that's gonna be really fun. Hey Fry, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I have been doing pretty dang well. Last stream, I was actually talking about this last stream a little bit. I was talking about Balisong flipping a little bit, showcasing my new Balisong trainer. Ooh, really cool. Well, not even a day later, I got this in the mail. It's a really cool Balisong trainer that I received in the mail. Bought this with my own money, of course. It's the BB... I was gonna say Superfly, but this is the Firefly. It's a chunky... Oh god. There goes a Balisong pouch. I should probably put that down in a better place. It is a rather chunky Balisong trainer, all things considered. I don't even know if this is a good comparison. It kinda is. It's a rather big Balisong trainer, as you can tell. And what's really cool about this thing is that it's actually a bottle opener. So if I wanted, I could just take a bottle, open it up like this, or roll it around my thumb and just boom, open a beer bottle with it. I'm not gonna do that right now, but it's a really dang sick Balisong trainer. I love it to bits. So a free bottle opener. Well, it's not really free. Like, this is actually one of the most expensive bottle openers that you can buy. Let me actually show you how much this... It's absolutely insane how much these bottle openers cost. But it's very worth the money. If you're looking for a fun little bottle opener that you can use as like a fidget toy or something like that, these are really cool. But, like... they are not cheap by any means. So let me just show you. So this is the one that I got, the Firefly. Specifically, this one, the Talon ZX1. This one right here. $171 Canadian it costs right now. Which is not entirely accurate. I managed to snatch this up for around 130, I believe it was. Let me actually use a currency converter, because I am not smart enough to be able to convert Canadian dollars to euros. So, yeah, around 110 euros this cost me. So it's definitely not cheap by any means. But it's such a cool freaking thing, dude. And what's even cooler about it is that you can actually just pick what colors you want. So obviously, I had to go with the Phoenix Star colors. In hindsight, I kind of wish I went with a red and blue color scheme. I think that would look a little bit better than what I got here, but it still looks pretty dang sick, all things considered. And that Talon blade that they use for the bottle opener is absolutely incredible. I love it to bits. But yeah, it's not for everyone, but it's definitely really fun if you're looking for some kind of bottle opener or whatever. So yeah, but that is not necessarily what we are here for. What we are here for is, of course, Snow White. Now, this is interesting because I've been seeing a lot of stuff going around about Snow White, and a lot of people really not liking it specifically. So it's interesting the kind of discourse that can happen online over a stupid freaking movie. Because like, there's a lot of things going around about it. Some controversy that the movie has gone into. Some things that the actress Rachel Ziegler supposedly has said and done. I'm not sure how much of that is actually true, so I am not going to bring any of that up here. I just know that she has some sort of controversy going on. But the biggest crime that this movie supposedly committed is having Rachel Ziegler play the role of Snow White at all. Is what I understand. So, let me just... a lot of people were just shitting on this movie based on that one fact alone. So let's just look into the ratings real quick, because I think that is the most interesting part out of everything. Oh god, Jacksepticeye not doing particularly well, I see. I'm gonna watch that a little bit later, because I think this is more important right now. I'm joking, of course, but yeah, let's take a look at this trailer first and foremost. Yeah, that dislike ratio is among the worst I've ever seen. I, of course, gave it a like, because I personally do not understand where a lot of this backlash is coming from a lot of people. But, like, the funny thing about all of this, and I'm gonna show you what exactly I'm getting at here, is that the vast majority of people, from what I gathered, have not even bothered to watch this movie. And I know this because I was in a Discord call one day with Phantom Strider and his community. We've had, like, I believe 5... no, we've had a few more than that. I believe we had like 8 or 9 different people in there. And virtually, I was literally the only one in that entire VC who actually went and watched this movie. Everybody had opinions on it. Everybody talked about it as if they knew what they were talking about. Nobody ever even bothered to watch the movie. I was the only one who watched this movie, and actually was able to give a proper opinion on it because I have actually bothered to watch the movie. The movie has a 1.5 out of 10 rating on IMDb across nearly 230,000 reviews. Most of these are user reviews. And I can guarantee you, the majority of these people, the 63,000 people who have given a review of this, I guarantee you the vast majority of these people have not even bothered to watch this movie. A lot of them will pretend that they do. A lot of them will pretend that they have seen the movie. But, I mean, I highly doubt it. I severely doubt it. And the thing is that this is a very clear case of review bombing, because people were going to hate this movie regardless if the movie was actually any good, which I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen it, I genuinely love the remake. I think it is genuinely an upgrade over the original in a lot of ways. Is it perfect? No, absolutely not. It has a lot of problems with it and its story, and it's made a lot of weird decisions that I think are kind of I really don't know how to put it, but it did make a lot of very weird decisions with its story. Like, the prince, for example, in this remake is not a prince, but he's a bandit. He's a thief. That was kind of weird. I don't know why, but that's certainly the decision they made. But yeah, this is a very interesting thing. Let me actually see what some of these reviews are saying. It is a complete disaster. My 5-year-old was so upset. Did not look the same in the film. Yeah. Because of course they won't. It's a frickin' live-action remake of an animated feature that came out in 1937. Another classic falls to modernity. What does that even mean? Yeah, let's just open this up. Snow White is universally hailed as a classic, yet this film stands as a disgraceful misstep in cinematic history. It's painfully slow pacing. I would strongly disagree with that, but okay. Laughably poor dialogue render it unbearable viewing ordeal. The animation, far from magical, appears outdated and shoddy, while every character is rendered with such lifelessness that their feeble attempts at emotion only underscore the film's systematic failure. Okay, that's certainly the take of all time. This dismal attempt at storytelling wastes every ounce of nostalgia and creativity, leaving viewers with nothing but regret and disbelief at how badly the film managed to disappoint. Maybe speak for yourself instead of speaking for other people in your reviews. Would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, the majority of these are 1 out of 10 star reviews. Some of them are actually a lot higher than this. Like, this one is a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Yeah, the thing is, a lot of these a lot of these positive reviews also get just blasted with hate that people despise. Like I've also seen a lot of people make comments about positive reviews of this movie, saying that every single positive review of it has been a paid review. Like, guys, I understand hating a movie as much as you do, but just let people like things that they want to like is one thing. So, but yeah, that was one major annoyance that I had with much of what I've been seeing about this movie is just the backlash that this movie has received. I know that there have been some controversies surrounding it. I know that supposedly some things have happened behind the scenes during the production. Certain reasons as to why the dwarves have been recast with CGI characters or whatever, or Rachel Ziegler supposedly having said some horrible shit that I have absolutely no idea how much of any of this is actually true, because the thing is, a lot of these things that I've heard have been told by other YouTubers, and literally every single YouTube video that I've seen of this entire movie they all echo the exact same opinions from one creator to another. And there was one video in particular that I think is just the most egregious out of all of them. So, I'm not here to shit on content creators or whatever for having bad media takes. It's one thing to... I don't mind people having an opinion, positive or negative, about a movie that they like or hate. Because I totally understand that. But where I start to have problems is when people are echoing opinions that other people have for the sake of making a video on it, a negative video on a movie that they probably haven't even bothered to watch. And just review bomb for the sake of review bombing, because it's the popular thing to do, and that is kind of what it feels like. It feels like everyone is hating on this movie because it's the popular thing to do. It's happened with literally every single live-action remake that Disney has released in the last few years, and it has even happened with movies that Disney isn't directly involved with, like stuff like Marvel or Pixar or fucking Fox or whatever, you know. It's really frustrating. Also, Disney had hit rock bottom a very long time ago when they released the Lion King remake. Just thought that was funny, but yeah. Anyway, enough of me shitting on other people for their media takes. Because I don't want to this live stream to be overly negative. Like I said, I've seen the Snow White remake in theaters, and it is quite honestly one of the most fun things that I've seen in a really long time from Disney. Like, the last few Disney movies that I went to see in theaters, which were Inside Out 2 isn't really a good example. Mufasa: The Lion King and Moana 2, and both of those movies can be described as so incredibly disposable. It's kind of painful, because as much as I walked out of those movies feeling relatively satisfied with what I saw, like Moana 2, I primarily just walked out of happily because it was another Moana film and I really loved the original, so I knew that I was going to enjoy the second one too. My issue with Moana 2 is that it is literally the original Moana all over again. It follows very similar plot points. It has a very similar vibe to it. Even the entire story is basically entirely recycled from the original. And Mufasa: The Lion King is not only pointless, but it also doesn't do anything with its idea. It doesn't do anything remotely interesting. And as a matter of fact, I think it kind of dropped the ball on Scar's backstory. I understand that it is supposed to give Scar a backstory, but his backstory just doesn't really work for me personally. So what you end up with is two Disney movies that I've seen back to back pretty much that were just so incredibly disposable, it was kind of painful to me. The Rat-Picking Seagull. I did not see The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is one of the very few remakes that I actually have not bothered to watch. And one of the reasons is because I just didn't really care for The Little Mermaid. So, I cannot speak for that movie. The rapping seagull sounds silly, to say the least, but I mean, hey, that's that's par for the course when you're watching a Disney movie. Silly is kind of par for the course. But so I went. I've already seen 2 movies that I really am not that big on. But then I went to see Snow White, and like I had such a big smile on my face throughout the entire thing, genuinely. Like, I've had so much fun watching that movie, a lot more than I ever expected to, because not only did the movie actually feel like it was alive, a lot more than the original Snow White ever did. Like, the original Snow White is good, don't get me wrong, but it has aged in a lot of ways. And it doesn't really, in terms of a story, in terms of overall vibe, it doesn't really do it for me anymore. Now, I still have a lot of respect for the original because it is essentially just a work of art. And that is all that it needed to be. It needed to be a work of art with a story that kids and adults alike can actually watch and not really having to think too much about it. You can just sit back and enjoy it for what it is and leave it at that. So, but as far as the story goes, it could do with a major upgrade, if you ask me. Like, I know that story isn't necessarily the point of it, but I kind of wish that it got a little bit of an upgrade. So, the Snow White remake, the very second that it got announced, I was genuinely excited for it because it seemed like it seems like it made a lot of sense for that movie to be remade. It was old. The original movie is very old at this point, came out in 1937. And it had a lot of room to be improved because of that. And I'm rambling like crazy, I feel like. So, there's a few things that they did to make the remake better for me personally. They made the world feel a lot more alive than it ever did. Like, instead of having just a castle and a small house that the dwarves live in, and leave it at that, the world is an actual kingdom now, and there's actual people that live there. Snow White now has actual subjects that she has to look after, which was pretty dang sick to see, honestly. I was really happy about that. And you can actually also see Snow White interact with some of her future subjects, which was nice. Love that. What was also really cool to see was she got a little bit of a backstory. You got to see a little bit as to how exactly she became the person that she would soon be, which is, of course, sweet and kind and very caring for others, looking out for others and all of that. Like, at one point, she has a flower crown on her head, and she just gives it to another random girl who looked really lonely at that point, and she just wanted to share some kindness, which I really, really like that. Snow White feels... that one part alone makes Snow White feel a lot more alive and a little bit more relatable to me personally. Hey, Tim, how's it going? Good morning. Afternoon, evening, night, whatever time it is for you. Good to have you here. But yeah, that was one part that I really liked. And Snow White really shines through in a lot of parts throughout the movie as well. She doesn't seem like she is just blind and naive about the world around her. She sees the world change around her as the evil queen comes in and takes everything over when Snow White's mother dies, and you know, you can see the world turn all dreary, and as the world turns dreary, Snow White also doesn't have such a big smile on her face anymore as time goes on. You can see that her that she, I don't want to say she looks particularly depressed, because she's still definitely happy, but she's not quite as cheerful as she otherwise would be, is the thing. So so they added a lot more layers to a lot of the characters in general, actually. Now, when you get to the prince, it's where things start to get a little bit interesting. And that was the part that, when I first saw it, I was like, wait, the prince isn't really a prince, but he's a thief? Okay, that seems like a weird departure from the original story, but okay. I'm curious to see where this goes. And here is something that I think gets overlooked a lot. But Snow White and Prince Charming, who in this movie is named Jonathan, and he's not really a prince, actually have charisma here. Jonathan being a thief is a huge departure from the original Snow White story, but, you know, that's besides the point. Snow White and him actually have charisma in this movie. They actually spend a little bit of time to get to know each other first, before Snow White literally gets on a horse with Prince Charming and walks off. Like, they actually spend a little bit of time to get to know each other a little better. They have slow moments together where they would just sit and talk for a little bit. Which, it's a small touch, a really, really small touch. But it helps a lot to make their relationship feel a lot more substantial, a lot more important than it otherwise would be. Which I'm really appreciative of. Now, I do still think that that Jonathan being a thief is really weird, but you know, it's an aspect of it that I'm willing to overlook. I feel like the music is really loud. That should be better. Are you familiar with the Mary Tyler Moore Show? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I definitely am not. I've never seen this in my life. Oh, good lord. This is, a 1970s show. Yeah, okay. Music is good on my end. Okay, good. But yeah, I've never heard or seen that show whatsoever. I'm sorry. But let's see, what else could I don't really want to spoil too much of the movie. I think it's important for people to actually watch the movie for themselves. To have their full judgment on it. Which, I am, of course, going to do something with Snow White, because I think it would be really interesting to make a full video on it. I'm already working on a full script for Koen's Corner on Disney's Snow White, giving my thoughts on it a little bit. And I'm going to give you a complete breakdown. So I'm analyzing every single bit of that movie and give you all of my thoughts on every single detail of that movie. And I will also be comparing it to the original, so we get a little bit of context as to where we're coming from. This is not something that I usually do. I don't like to take the original movies and compare them as much as I'm going to do with this. But I feel like with Disney Snow White, people are missing a lot of context as to where this is coming from. And I also just want to make it as clear as possible that there's a lot of nuance to this remake that a lot of people either don't get or are just flat out choosing to ignore. So, yeah, there's a lot to this. I'm not even finished with this script. I'm not even halfway done. And I've already got quite a lot to talk about here. I have a lot of thoughts on it. And I'm going to share all of my thoughts on it in this video, which is going to be really exciting. One thing I will say, though, is the dwarfs, which have had a number of things being going against them. The fact that they are CG and the fact that they look uncanny as all hell. Like, this is just, let me see if I can find a good picture of them. Not really the best picture, but I mean, it'll work for what I need to demonstrate. So this is what the seven dwarfs look like. They show a lot of close-ups of their faces. They don't look particularly good. Like Disney, Disney does a great job with CGI a lot of the time. This is one of those cases where it's actually kind of uncanny to look at. I am not a fan of it. I understand that they did a good job at trying to recreate what the dwarves looks like in the original movie, and I will give it credit for that. They do look quite similar to what they looked like in the original. But they look... there's just something very off about these designs. And they show a lot of close-ups of these faces. And when they move around and when they talk and everything, just... it does not particularly look good, unfortunately. It doesn't look the worst. I've seen a lot worse than this, but like... yeah, you could definitely do a lot better when it comes to Disney CGI. I have a very itchy head right now, and I don't know why, but, you know, it's what it is. The seven dwarfs also don't take up quite as much runtime in this movie as they did in the original. There's a few extra characters in this remake that I don't want to spoil here, but I might talk about that a little bit more in the actual video that I'm making of Snow White, because I think that would be really interesting to discuss. So, but yeah, there's a lot more that I could go into this, like the fact that, like that whole controversy about this remake and a lot of Disney movies in general being too woke because they have people of color in them, and a lot of other shit that is going on. I could talk a little bit about the evil queen, who I can only describe as being terrifying as all hell. Like, I don't often go out to see scary movies because, I'm gonna be honest, I'm relatively sensitive. And this movie genuinely gave me the chills. Like, I had a genuine I felt a genuine. God, what is the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I can't find the words right now, but I was genuinely terrified when I was watching the movie at certain points. Like, I was just sitting there being all like... Especially during that transformation where the queen turns into a hack and she starts talking and she goes up to Snow White with her poison apple and everything. And it was just... I was genuinely scared for what was going to happen next in that... in the cinema seats, which is crazy because I've seen the original a bunch of times already when I was a kid, and even as an adult, I regularly come back to the original just to admire the absolute work of art that movie is. And every time I see that transformation scene and I watch the evil queen. Yeah, it's scary, but this was the closest that Disney has ever got to outright horror. This is genuinely one of the most terrifying things that I've ever seen in a Disney movie, and I've seen Hunchback of Notre Dame levels of scary, right? I've seen Pinocchio levels of scary. So, I don't know, it's pretty dang sick. The kind of things that Disney managed to get away with in that movie. I kind of love it. Like, I was not... The kind of things that they got away with in Snow White, like this remake, and how absolutely horrifying it is amazing to me, and I love it for that, so... Yeah, you know, there's just so much, But yeah, Snow White, I'm gonna make a whole video on it, when the script finally finishes. Hopefully I will also get some footage available to me when all of that is done, when the script is finished, and when I can finally talk about it at a little bit more length. And, by that time, hopefully all of the controversy has severely cooled down. It probably hasn't, let's be honest, because people are going to hate on Disney shit regardless of how much time has passed. Like, I could get a lot of backlash just for implying that the movie is any good whatsoever. Which, I mean, it's not perfect by any means, but come on guys, it's nowhere near as bad as you make it out to be. That's all I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'm very excited for that video to come out when it's finally finished, because it's actually a project that I feel very strongly about, and that will be really fun to release once it's done. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go away from keyboard for a few, so I can go to the bathroom real quick, because I suddenly need to go really badly. So I will be right back, and then we'll talk about some other shit. All right, we're back. Oh, we are so back. How exciting. So, I was planning on talking a little bit more about that Snow White remake that came out recently, but I honestly also just want to do something a little bit different. As the title suggests, we're going to do some Linux stuff today. So let's just do that real quick. I think that would be fun. Like, I have not really been doing much Linux stuff in quite some time, so it's actually kind of exciting for me to do that. Maybe we should work on a Linux distro based on the Bala song. Maybe we should do something like that, you know? Would people use it? Would people use a Bala song based Linux distro? I highly doubt it, but I mean... it would be funny if we actually did something like that, but... okay, let's have some fun then. So... I don't really talk about this nearly as much as I probably should. But I have been rather busy with a little something called Koen OS, which the name is still pending. But essentially what this entire project is it's a... excuse me. A Linux script that allows you to just install anything that you want on a base Arch install. So let's say you have a base install of Arch Linux ready, and you want to make something on top of it, but you don't really know where to start. And you don't really know how to do it. This script fixes that for you. So the script takes everything that you need to know about Arch Linux, and it makes everything a lot easier. You just have to clone it, and I will show you how to do that in a little bit. And once you have it cloned, you just run the script, and boom. You can just follow all of the steps that I have laid out here, and do with it whatever you like from there. And yeah, I also installed a Windows XP theme on this really cool system that does not seem to work entirely as it should, which is a little bit of a problem. I'm not really sure what happened, but it doesn't look like the theming is complete. Also, why do I have this standard? No. Yeah, the theme is not complete. Not a huge deal, but I also just kind of wished that it would be. Let's at the very least set the cursor thing to something that kind of resembles what I'm looking for, right? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's good. I like that. So, let's check this thing out, shall we? Actually, maybe I should open up Cursor as well in here. So let me just open up Cursor, which is the file, the text editor that I use for this. And I'll just explain a little bit as to how this entire thing is laid out. This is in light mode. Oh god. Oh no, this is in dark mode. Okay, cool. I was actually kind of worried that it would be in light mode, otherwise... yeah, I would not be particularly happy about that. Sorry. Actually, before I do anything else on this, I just now remembered. I should probably update this system, because I have not touched this in a while. And there's probably a lot of updates waiting for me. Give her a minute. This might take a little bit. Because updates do not usually Especially because I have a lot. Yeah, this is a lot of packages that I need to update. Oh boy. That should be fun. I really hope this does not break anything, by the way. If it does, I will be so pissed. Because this system that I'm running has a lot of configuration on it that would absolutely suck if I lost it. So to give you an idea of what kind of stuff I have, let me just open up my home folder here. If it let me. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, light mode looks so bad in this. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have a lot of configurations on here that I want to save and that I want to configure in my post-install script. If I lose all of that, it would suck really hard. And I'm on a virtual machine, so I don't really have an easy way to back everything up. So yeah, it would really suck if I lost everything in this right here. I mean, it's relatively easy to get everything back, I guess. I have everything on a GitHub repository. At least I should have everything on a GitHub repository, I'm pretty sure. But it would really suck if if this will break. Yeah, over 230 packages it needs to update. Oh boy. Well, I hope you're ready for the waiting game. Be careful. Yeah, there's not a whole lot that I can do here. I gotta either update my packages or do absolutely nothing at all. And just leave my my system to waste. I did have one issue where my entire desktop environment needed to be uninstalled and reinstalled. Because something was broken in a package that I was running and it just didn't quite work right anymore. So I had to reinstall just the desktop. Which is luckily not a huge deal because I know exactly how to do it. But, yeah, that was still very frustrating to deal with. I hated every second of that. Ah, tomato soup. Nice. I'm not the biggest fan of soup, to be honest. Doesn't do it for me. So. But hey, if you enjoy it, that's fine. That's all good. Look at that estimated time limit just going nuts down there. Look at that. Oh, it doesn't select. Shit. It's probably because that one is constantly changing. Hey, Queen Day Night. Welcome. How are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Brohoof. I don't hear that one all that often anymore for some reason. I don't know why. Also, what is going on down there? The values are just constantly changing back and forth. That's so weird. I've never seen it do that before. Oh! I'm at a parade. Ooh, nice. Which one? What kind of parade you're at? Do tell, I'm genuinely extremely curious. Chesco Fiesco. Tell me a little bit about it. My curiosity is piqued. Hey, Ray, my guy. Long time no see. How have you been? How have you been? By the way, very side tangent, but this terminal that I'm currently using should also be available in the post-install script when it's ready. So if you want to use this really awesome retro style terminal, you can do that. I don't know if it's going to come in these settings that I have going on here, with the IBM PC setting and with the green everything, because it's a monochrome green screen at this time. I don't know if it's going to come with all of these settings out of the box. You will probably have to configure it yourself, but it's really easy to do. You just right click into the terminal, go to settings, and you can configure everything that you want in here. So, Florida, nice. I've been doing fine things. Just mostly been playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Nice. I forgot you played Yu-Gi-Oh at all. That's really awesome. You know, I have not played Yu-Gi-Oh in a really long time. I've been mostly playing the Master Duel game in the last few years, but I completely... There was a certain period of time where I played the Master Duel game, but then all of a sudden I just kind of stopped because I started to get interested in other games in favor of Master Duel, so, or just Yu-Gi-Oh in general. So I just kind of and I haven't been particularly excited for any sort of card game. I feel like my camera is a little bit too low side. Maybe that should help. Yeah, it helps a lot. So, yeah, I have not played very many games or very many card games anymore. I have been getting into Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, but that's like a completely different thing from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters or Pokemon or Magic the Gathering or whatever. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is hard. Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough. I tried to really learn how to play it recently, but I legitimately have such a rough time learning how to play it at all, because of there's so many new rules that have been added in since the 5Ds era, and I'm like, it's incredibly overwhelming, and yeah. Yeah, often duels can last as long as 3 duels from what I've experienced in Master Duel. Like, often my opponents literally beat me in the first turn. I was not making jokes about Florida. What are you talking about? No, I don't joke about other states. You hang out wherever you want to hang out, and you... my glass is empty. Why did I think I was gonna drink something from that? But yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is fun. Heard the cards are fun to collect. They are definitely fun to collect. While this system is updating, I can actually show you something. So quite some time ago, I picked up a structure deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because a very long time ago I actually lost all of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. So I just wanted to, and I wanted to buy new Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards for a while. So I just went and I bought a structure deck. And I honestly don't even know half of the cards that are in here. I do know that a bunch of these cards are, well, a bunch of them, a fair few cards of these. Like, I have 8 Link cards, which, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, Chief. I am not a huge fan of the different card monster types that that you got, that we've been getting in recent years in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, it was already crazy enough when the original series got when the original series had fusion monsters, then GX still had fusion monsters, but then they also added contact fusion, I believe it was. 5Ds then added, I should have one of those actually in here as well. Let me look for it. But 5Ds added the synchro monsters, which was a cool thing. I like the synchro monsters. Even though it took me a while to figure those out as well. Like, the synchro monsters also had, they had these freaking, oh, here's 2 that I have. The synchro monsters. But you needed tuners to play those, which was weird. There was the Xyz cards in frickin' Zexel? I don't even know. Some people told me that you pronounce it as Zeal instead of Zexel, so I don't know. Then we got the Xyz monsters, I just said that. Then we got Pendulum, which is the worst summoning type ever. It's the worst monster type, and I will fight you on that. And then we got Link monsters, and I don't even know what came after that. So, it's strange. I am not a huge fan of a lot of the monster types that we've been getting. It doesn't help that cards have also just been getting so much text printed on them. Like, I can just pick up a random card from this deck, like the top card of my deck. The bottom is literally drowned in text. And if it could focus a little bit, it doesn't want to focus on the card. But this entire section, like, that is supposed to say, like, all of the text on it. It's literally entirely filled up. And for some reason, is my stream glitching out? Oh no, it's still working. Okay. Also, guys, please don't argue in the live chat. Please stay nice to each other. No need to cause any trouble or whatever. But yeah, the Pot of Greed is banned. It has been for banned anytime soon. It's gonna stay banned forever. Also, my OBS is lagging like crazy. Not just my OBS, but my entire PC just froze. What the heck? Am I even still live anymore? Ben jij even aan het livestreamen? Althans. Ja hoor. Oh, sweet Grievous, this is not a good thing. Can somebody please confirm to me that the stream is still working? Because my computer just started lagging like crazy. My whole system froze. And I just want to make sure that everything is still working right. Because my entire thing is just literally freezing on me. I'm gonna pick up my phone real quick. I'm gonna check on here if the stream is still working. Oh, good Grievous. I used to doing this on mobile anymore.
Right.
Oh, crap.
Because my entire thing is just...
Stream still working a little.
Check.
I'm somehow still getting audio, but the stream is literally frozen. We can hear you, but you are frozen. Yeah, I figured as much. Oh, good grievous. That is not an issue that I've had in a long time. Stream is really stuttering. Yeah, I know. It's, I'm trying to fix it, but there's really nothing I can do right now. Oh boy. That is... I wish I could show you guys what my stream looks like right now, or what my screen looks like right now. But literally everything is broken. It's, I'm trying to fix it, but there's really nothing I can do right now. Oh my goodness. I seriously don't get it. How am I still getting audio from my stream? But everything else is just completely freezing on me. How am I still live? That makes literally no sense whatsoever. I need to close something before everything dies. And everything is already dying, so that's really not helping. Oh my goodness me. Maybe want to restart the stream. Well, the problem is if my entire computer... Because that's the whole thing. My entire computer is frozen. So I can't really do anything at this state. Is the problem. Trust me, if I could, I definitely would have, at the very least, restarted something on my PC right now. Not entirely sure what, but, like... Okay. Looks like my mouse is relatively functional. I hope you read what I said. I read what you said, but I am currently kind of busy with making sure that my computer is not dying on me, if you don't mind. Like, listen, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I'm having quite the fiasco right now of my computer quite literally dying on me in the middle of a live stream that I can do virtually nothing about because everything freezes. So, and I also explicitly asked you if the stream was still working on your end. So, I would very much appreciate it if you would at the very least either answer my question or whatever. But anyway, oh my goodness, this is really bad. This is the worst I've ever... I've had a lot of bad issues with my computer before, but this is the worst I've ever had to deal with. Because literally nothing is operable. I can do nothing. It seems to be getting better. Well, my computer is still not responding to anything that I do. Like any input that I put in. Alright. Like any input just does not want to work. So I can't really do anything to get out of this state that I'm currently in. to fix it. Also got my live stream up on my phone right now. I don't even know if you can see this because everything is once again just straight up broken.
Like any input just does not want to work. So I can't really do anything to get out of this.
Oh my god, this is the worst. How does something like this even happen? And of course, it happens in the middle of a frickin' live stream of all things. Okay, the taskbar seems to work again to some degree. I'm thinking this is a result of my RAM just going haywire. So I'm going to close out of things that eat up a lot of RAM. That seems to be the best option that I have right now. Oh my god. Doing remotely anything is freezing up my entire computer. Well, I officially don't know what to say or what to do about this. I'm just gonna try and close a bunch of things mid-live stream. Emphasis on try, because I'm really not sure if I'm going to be able to. That virtual machine, I think, is causing most of the issues that I'm running into right now. So I'm gonna have to close that out. Am I still streaming, guys? Can you still see or hear me at the very least? Oh god, no. Fudge. Okay. It's the virtual machine. It's my virtual machine that's causing all the problems. I have to close the virtual machine, otherwise everything is just gonna continuously break on me. Can't hear you. Okay, great. Okay, so now all of a sudden it looks like everything is working. God. Okay. I closed the virtual machine. I closed the virtual machine. I hope that fixed everything. What the heck even happened there? I have legitimately no idea how any of that happened. Like, this is the worst I've ever had lag on my computer. To be honest, I'm kind of amazed I'm even still able to stream and that my computer did not blue screen on me. Oh god, just as I started moving around Windows, my entire computer lags again. Oh man. I need to... Maybe I should check the task manager, see if I can find anything that's also taking up as many resources as I am right now. I legitimately don't know what's happening. Seems to be fixed. Well, not exactly. Because the entire system is still lagging like crazy, and I feel like my stream is also still not entirely working for me. Oh my god. This is insane. Okay, I need to, at the very least, close out of this. As upsetting as that may be, but that means that I unfortunately have to close out of Firefox. which is where my lo-fi music is currently at. So that means that the lo-fi is sadly going to die for a little bit. This is kind of an unfortunate turn of events, to say the least. You seem to be streaming fine now, even though everything is frozen. Is everything still frozen? Come on. I mean, according to OBS, the stream is working fine, but like... Yeah, the stream seems to be working fine now, which is great. I don't know, it's been a... This has been a really unfortunate turn of events. But, yeah, I don't really know if I should do anything more than what I've already done this live stream, because this entire live stream turned into a little bit of a fiasco the very second I decided we're gonna do some Linux things. And apparently Firefox also cannot be opened anymore, because apparently it's already running. Oh no, there it is. Okay. So, what a setback, yeah. The thing is, I don't really know if I really should do anything intensive anymore with this live stream that doesn't revolve around... That revolves anything to do with virtual machines, because that virtual machine just literally nearly killed my entire system. So, I'm definitely not doing that anymore. So, I think I'm going to go offline for the time being. I'm going to try and troubleshoot this entire system. See if there's anything that I can do to fix any of the crap that just happened to me. And yeah, we'll see each other when I fixed everything, I guess. Man, this is really this really does suck, but you know, it is what it is, and there's not a whole lot that we can do to change it. Hopefully next stream everything will be fixed, and wow, even the stream English screen took a long time to finally load up. So yeah, thank all of you. I'll thank all of you for watching this live stream. I know a little bit shorter than usual, but this is I kind of can't do much of anything from here anymore, so we'll have to end things early. Thank all of you for again, thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next live stream whenever that will happen. All right, see you later. Bye bye.